Dinosaur Adventure Land in Lenox, Alabama. It is 7724, July 7th.
Good day to join 777 Club.
Yeah, 777 Club. Boy, we had a great boot camp. Just handed me a list of all the speakers we had. Is it up on the site now, right? Yeah, on Facebook is the best place to see all of them. Facebook, okay. Jay Kokenauer did an awesome job. Monty Mansfield and Mary Nell Wyatt. Hers was incredible. You got to go watch that one about the finding of Noah's Ark, the Ark of the Covenant. Watch that one. Bill Morgan, Mark, Sea Science Lab. Mark's last name's not on here. Okay. Jamie Rodriguez, Studio 215. Brother Ty. Stephen and Achilles from the Proverbs guys. When's a number 5 get posted? Got posted already. You got to see what's the title of that 5-part series, the documentary? Unmasking Kent Hovind. It's me. Okay. Donnie and Matt, Standing for Truth, did a great job. Brother Meister preached twice. Thank you, brother. Sutter Green, 14 years old, did an awesome job. Patrick Urish on health. Sam Shimon, Jason Cassie, Bob Holmes, one-man volleyball team. Dr. Dan Biddle, that was good last night. I enjoyed that one. Tom with Praise I Am, and then Pastor Tommy McMurtry. So all that stuff from our boot camp. We're thinking about having another boot camp this winter, around Christmas. You want to join our family for Christmas? That'd be cool.
I played volleyball against
Bob
Holmes back when I was in elementary school.
And I bet he beat you, didn't he?
No, actually, we were one of the first teams to beat him.
Your elementary school team beat Bob Holmes?
No, we weren't. Hold on.
You beat him by yourself.
No,
I want to hear this story.
I was in 7th grade. And our 7th grade team was from 7th through 12th grade.
Okay.
We were one of the first schools to beat him.
One?
Yes.
You sure you remember that right?
Oh, I do.
Okay. Anyway.
Now, I was here when he played against us.
Yeah.
And had it been you against him, I really think you'd have won.
Hey, I give everything I've got on everything I do.
I do love you, Bob Holmes, but I love my husband more.
Okay. We're on a whole bunch of different channels. You can see them there. DrDino.com, our website lists all of them. We're going to put much more emphasis on Facebook. YouTube keeps giving us a hard time. So that'll be the main channel. Or our app. Get the app. Kent Hovind, Creation Science. Are you going to change that to just Kent Hovind? Or? Yes, sir. Eventually shorten it down, Kent Hovind, on Lightcast. Okay. Let's see. YouTube guidelines. YouTube has always had a set of community guidelines that outline what type of content isn't allowed on YouTube. These policies apply to all types of content, thumbnails, links, etc. Okay. We update and consult with outside experts and YouTube creators to keep pace with emerging challenges. Here's the note I got. Hi, Dr. Dino. We reviewed your appeal for the following Age of the Earth video. They took it down for medical misinformation. What kind of medical misinformation is on the age of the Earth? Anyway, how many times have we been hassled?
Every time you get struck.
Yeah. How does this impact your content? Was it a warning or a strike or what? Shut us down for a week. So we come back up when? A couple days from now. Okay. Let's see. The YouTube team. Here's what I wrote to them. Thank you for your response. I understand your concerns. As a teacher of high school science and math 15 years, I was always careful to inform my students that established science has a long history of being wrong. And any good student, even a highly trained scientist, should always be aware that any theory or even an established fact is open to further research and criticism. I'm glad the Wright brothers challenged and established the science of their day that said heavier than air objects cannot fly. It's wonderful that people were free to challenge the phlogiston theory. That was a dumb one. I wish George Washington's doctors had been willing to challenge the bloodletting teaching of the day. See, doctors in those days were taught, if you're sick, you have bad blood, take out your blood, you'll get better. That was the established science. YouTube would have taken down everybody that suggested anything else, wouldn't they? They taught that the heart produced the blood, and letting out bad blood was the path to health. The Germans should have challenged the established doctrine that Hitler was good, and there was a superior race, the Germans, and that inferior races of Jews and blacks should be eliminated. They should have challenged that, okay? I think it would be wise for your YouTube team to re-examine the policy you have that doesn't welcome and encourage research into or criticism of some established medical practices like you do. Truth has nothing to fear from examination. Medical science, and indeed all science, will be greatly harmed if criticism is not allowed. For example, if a 200-pound doctor wants to inject a vaccine into your 10-pound baby, would it be reasonable to say, Doc, you weigh 20 times more than my baby. Will you take 20 of these shots right now and wait 2 weeks to see if there's any bad side effects? Would that be fair? Oh, yeah. Why would anyone think that's unreasonable? If someone even suggests a reasonable test like this, their content will be banned from YouTube. Why? Are your community guidelines established truth and not open for discussion? I'd be happy to discuss any of this with any of you anytime. Here's my phone number. Are you willing to come visit our ministry in Alabama? We're open for free. We've had 32,000 visitors, all 50 states, 78 foreign countries in the 8 years we've been here. We have 25 cabins you can stay in, lakes, ponds, fishing, etc. You read all about it there. We've begun posting our materials on many other platforms, all listed on drdino.com. We will emphasize them more than YouTube because of the censorship. Please reconsider the strike and remove it. That's what I told them. We'll see. Okay. They say YouTube help. Well, I've been talking a lot this lifetime. YouTube does not allow hate speech. Whoa, look at this. Hate speech is not allowed on YouTube. Hatred against individuals or groups based on any of the following attributes: their religion. So they're supposed to take down channels that hate people because of their religion. Let's see. Hate Hovind live stream. Are you going to take that one down, guys? Come on now. Okay. Why I hate Kent Hovind. Are you going to take that one down? Kent Hovind, young earth creationist hate. Oh, take that one down. Okay. Hovind, never remember, I'm cussing there. Let's see. Are you going to take that one down? Huh?
All of them.
They missed all of them. Somebody needs to. Here's the thing. The atheists are careful to always call in and complain about us. The Christians aren't calling in complaining about them. So everybody pick one of these channels, send a note to YouTube saying, this is hate speech, take them down. Yeah, all of them. Shut them all down. Hate Hovind. Why do we hate Kent Hovind so much? Tyrannotherum. Take that one down, okay? Kent Hovind is crazy. Oh, that's hate speech. I don't hate democracy. Let's see. My Kent Hovind hate video. They're proud of it. Take them down, YouTube. Come on, be consistent.
Amen.
Okay? If you're posting content evidence that encourage violence against individuals or groups based on their protected group status, we don't allow threats on YouTube. We treat implied calls for violence as real threats. Okay. Dehumanizing individuals, calling them subhuman. You're supposed to take them down. Let's see. We are apes. Come on now. Be consistent. Everybody out there, call in all these channels and complain that they follow their guidelines. They are dehumanizing individuals, calling them apes. Let's see. We are, dear creationists, you're still an ape. Gutsick Gibbon, you are for sure, and I'll debate you anytime, okay? Bring it on. Dehumanizing individuals, calling them subhuman. We're still apes, really. Do we still have ape brains? This person probably does, okay? We are apes. Yep, I believe you are, okay? Hello. Yeah, we are apes. Hello. I guess it's a song or a group or something. The guy screaming like an ape. Look at him. We are apes. Hello. Live studio. Yep, we are apes. You are a monkey and an ape. Whoa, I see. Anytime, Gutsick, bring it on, okay? You're dehumanizing people. Now, come on, the channel ought to be banned. They ought to get 10,000 complaints about them. Let's see. Oh, here, Pelagia. Yeah. Yes, you're an ape. Sorry. Then Forest Valkai, take their channels down. Anyway, welcome to Dinosaur Adventure Land. We're in Lenox, Alabama, straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles. I think it's called prejudice when they pick on Christians and not the other real hate mongers, okay? Come visit. God ought to get the glory for his creation. Got 140 acres, lots of fun stuff to do. Boot camp was a blast. Today, Job chapter 10. Sorry, my wife had to sit through all that. We're going to get to, Job had some problems. What do? You just keep trusting the Lord. You want to pick a note? It's C.
I just keep trusting my Lord as I walk along. I just keep trusting my Lord, and he gives a song. Though the storm clouds darken the sky, or the heavenly trail, I just keep trusting my Lord. He will never fail. He's a faithful friend, such a faithful friend. I can count on him to the very end. Though the storm clouds darken the sky or the heavenly trail, I just keep trusting my Lord. He will never fail.
Amen. Thank you, man. Sometimes that's all you can do. Just keep trusting the Lord. I don't understand, Lord, but I love you. Okay, let's see. Scoot over. No, yeah, I better move the camera. Have to sit in my drawer, desk drawer, to get that to work. Okay. DLA is looking for an expert mechanic. We have dozens of vehicles that always seem to need fixed. If you love the Lord, you don't drink or do drugs, you love to win souls, you want to help in a Bible-believing ministry, call me, 855-BIG-DINO. We need a number 1 or number 2 worker. If you haven't seen my video on how to make money and spend it wisely, I cover the 4 different kinds of workers on there. Worker number 1, he can see what needs to be done and he does it. You never have to tell him anything. You can count on them. They're out there busy working. Worker number 2 comes and asks, hey boss, what's next? Love those kind. Either one of those, you're hired. Number 3 must be asked. Won't do anything unless you ask them. Number 4 must be found before they can be asked. Those kind are frustrating. We don't want them around here. Okay. Okay. Nehemiah said, we built the wall because the people had a mind to work. Most of life is just plain work. How many of you noticed that already? Yeah. So help us join the 777 Club. If you want to give $1 a day or any amount, keep it open for free. Call Sandra, 855-BIG-DINO, extension 1 or 2. I don't want 2 extensions, Joseph. Don't do that. Okay. Just 3 is all. Okay. Our website, Dr.Dino.com. We've been open for 8.227 years now. We do this because people who love the Lord support us. And Anthony, you didn't ask me to do this. We gave Anthony a Dodge van that we have, but it needs a transmission, $3,400. He's been trying to sell these paintings and raise the money for that. Would somebody just help me get the transmission for that? Contact me, 855-BIG-DINO. Say, I want to help Anthony. He's our cook. He and his wife cook our food, take care of all the animals. And he needs the transmission for the old, it's not an old Dodge van. What is it, 2012 or 2013? But the transmission is $3,400 for a rebuild, right? Yep. Dodge had trouble with those transmissions a lot. But a new one would help. Okay, so help me there if you would. Let's see. We're at Genesis Baptist Church on YouTube for now, until they take us down. There's Anthony's pictures. If you want to get a hold of some of his, help buy one of his pictures, the cross painting or the guitar, I guess it's gone. But they're fabulous. Get those for your house. Okay, let's see. If you have some artsy talents and want to help us with the dinosaurs, we're going to build a whole bunch of dinosaurs down here. Okay, slide number 471. There. Job chapter 10. Job said, my soul is weary of my life. Has anybody else ever felt that way? I'm just tired of living. I will leave my complaint upon myself. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. I will say unto God, do not condemn me. Show me wherefore thou contendest with me. God, show me what you're mad about, and I'll fix it. After losing his wealth, his health, his 10 kids, his wife's support, he lost that. His friends' understanding, he lost that. Job's discouraged. You will have times in your life, if you don't right now, just hang on, it's coming. Times when you're discouraged. What do I do? In the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 30, King David was off fighting the enemy. When he came back, he found out his whole city had been burned down and all of his people taken captive. Came to pass, David and his men come to Ziklag the 3rd day. The Amalekites had invaded the south and burned it with fire, Ziklag, and had taken the women captive that were therein. They slew not any, either great or small, but carried them away and went on their way. Imagine coming home from the war, finding your whole town is burned down and all your kids and wives are gone, all these guys. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire, and their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captive. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voice and wept until they had no more power to weep. And David's 2 wives were taken captive, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess and Abigail, the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. And David was greatly distressed. People spake of stoning him. And David encouraged himself in the Lord. I love that. Sometimes that's the only way you can find encouragement. You got to do it yourself. Nobody else is going to encourage you. Brother Meister, you've been serving the Lord 62 years. Have you seen them times where you got to encourage yourself? Nobody else is going to do it. Some of you wait around hoping somebody else will encourage you. Look, it may never happen. You ever had one of those days or years when you just thought, nobody cares? And maybe it's true. Maybe nobody cares, okay? What do? Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God. He may exalt you in due time. Cast all your care upon him. He careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant. Your adversary, the devil, is a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Nobody cares. Work harder. I saw that shirt on. I just typed in "nobody cares." That kid popped up. People really wear that. It may be true. You know, it is a lot of truth to that. Yeah, sorry here. Work harder. The Bible says the desire. Yeah, you know, you're one of those, brother. The desire accomplished is sweet to the soul. You know the reason some of you are discouraged all the time? You don't do anything. You don't accomplish anything. You're bringing your own discouragement on yourself. Some of you try harder to get out of work than you do by working. You've learned where to hide. Oh, here comes the boss. Let's go hide. You learn to carry a cup of coffee around so you can only work with one hand. Were you telling about that, Brother Meister? Yeah. Or carry a cat around. I can't work. I got to carry my cat. You don't get anything done. What have you done with your life? The desire accomplished is sweet to the soul. I go to bed every night looking back on what I did that day and say, man, I accomplished something. What did you accomplish yesterday? You know, the reason you don't have any sweetness in your soul, you don't do anything. Maybe you're creating your own discouragement. I'm just putting that out as an idea, okay? It's abomination to fools to depart from evil. Pleasant words are honeycomb. They are sweet to the soul. When you get something done, there's just something sweet about standing back looking at what you did. Anthony, when you get done with your paintings, you can stand back and look at it and say, wow, I did that. Okay? What have you accomplished for the Lord? I'm just telling you, many people are discouraged, and they did it to themselves. And you're waiting for somebody to come along and encourage you. Oh, why don't you please sit around and do nothing all day tomorrow too? See if that helps. Why don't you watch all the crap on TV, like As the Stomach Pumps and all that stuff? Go ahead. And health to the bones. See, one of the displays we have here at Dinosaur Adventure Land, we got to work on fixing up a couple things. It's a mechanical advantage using pulleys. I taught physics. I love this kind of stuff. Okay, there's several different ways to get advantage over something. A pulley, a crowbar, you know, different ways to gain a mechanical advantage. There's a pulley. Mechanical advantage, with the system set up this way, there is no mechanical advantage. The only benefit is the man is now pulling down instead of up. The way you calculate the mechanical advantage is how many ropes are touching the weight. Only one. All you did with that pulley is reverse the direction. Makes it easier to pull. So you pull 10 pounds, it lifts 10 pounds. You pull 10 miles an hour, it lifts it 10 miles an hour. The only advantage to this system is you're pulling down. Now this one's a little different. It has a mechanical advantage of 2 because there are 2 ropes attached to the weight. The third one is not attached to the weight. So you get a mechanical advantage of 2. You pull 5 pounds and it lifts 10 pounds. But you never get something for nothing, okay? You gain advantage in power, but you lose in speed and distance. See, if you got a mechanical advantage of 2 to 1, you got to pull 2 feet of rope to raise it 1 foot. And you got to pull 20 miles an hour or 10 miles an hour to raise it 5 miles an hour. So you lose, you don't gain anything. Machines don't give you nothing. They trade you. They'll trade you speed and power for distance or one or the other. So this one has a mechanical advantage of 3. So if you set it up this way, you must pull 3 feet of rope to lift it 1 foot. And you got to pull 15 miles an hour to lift it 5 miles an hour. So this one has a mechanical advantage of 4. You can set up pulleys and get any mechanical advantage you want. But the more power you gain, the more speed and distance you're going to lose. It's real simple. We teach that, to our kids coming visit Dinosaur Adventure Land. Wow. You put a swing set at the bottom. You put a kid in there. Say, kid, you got to pull yourself up. We give them a 4 to 1 mechanical advantage. You pull 10 pounds, it lifts 40. But you got to pull 4 feet of rope to lift it 1 foot. And sometimes in life, you got to encourage yourself. Nobody else cares. Mechanical advantage of 5 in this one. She has to lose the speed and distance, pull 5 feet to lift it 1 foot. Mechanical advantage here, woo, that's a whole bunch. 8-1. But man, you got to pull in 10 miles of rope to lift that thing 5 feet. Okay? This guy has a mechanical advantage of a whole bunch. HB, whole bunch. But it loses distance and speed. Look at that. I don't know how many. I didn't bother counting. I don't care, okay? You got to pull a whole bunch to lift it 1 foot and pull a whole bunch of miles an hour to lift it very slowly. You ever see those cranes? The motor's going like crazy, slowly coming up. Well, this is why. Look at that thing. That one on the far right. That ought to lift heavy something, right? So David was distressed, and he encouraged himself. 161 words of encouragement to motivate a friend. See, David was in a tough spot, and nobody cared. It looks like Job's in the same spot. His kids are dead. His wife don't care. She left him over this. She came back, okay? God's punishment to her was 10 more kids, okay? His friends made it worse. He had to encourage himself in the Lord. Be strong and of good courage. Moses called to Joshua, said, in the sight of all Israel, everybody heard him, be strong and of a good courage. Good courage, good courage. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. He shall strengthen thy heart. Be of good courage. There's a song, 27. By the way, memorizing Bible verses will be one of the best things you can do to encourage yourself, okay? And many of them have choruses people have made up. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage. Wait on the Lord and be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. You can learn Bible verse. And some of you parents are not teaching your kids any Bible, and it's going to come back and haunt you. A child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. Watch ye, stand fast. Quit you like men, be strong. Behold, the hour cometh, now is come, ye shall be scattered. Jesus said, these things I have spoken unto you, in me you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulation. Be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. So Job is having a bad day. He's in a tough spot. He's having a bad day, or maybe a bad year. All he could do was hang on to his trust in the Lord. Look, if you get to where the point where nobody cares, that's a good time to start looking up. Like the man took his son out, going to teach him how to steal watermelons. Hey, boy, here's how you steal watermelons. They snuck into the watermelon patch. He looks to the left. He looks to the right. He looks behind him, looks around. He's about to grab a watermelon. His little boy tapped him and said, Dad, you forgot to look up. Put your trust in the Lord. I hated them that regard lying vanities, but I trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord and do good. Thou shalt dwell in the land. He put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Hey, by the way, what kind of songs do you sing? What kind of stuff do you listen to? Maybe that's causing your problem. You listen to the filthy music and wonder why you got a filthy mind? Like, duh. It's good for me to draw near to God. I put my trust in the Lord God. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not to thine own understanding. You don't have to understand. You have to trust the Lord. He that is proud of a proud heart stirreth up strife. Some people always got to cause trouble. They're proud. They think they own the whole world. They tell everybody else what to do. Okay? He that puts his trust in the Lord shall be made fat. I trust the Lord. You do too? The fear of the Lord bringeth a snare. Whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. One time a man fell over a cliff and he caught a small piece of rock. He frantically yelled, is anyone up there? A voice answered, I'm up here. I'm the Lord. He said, thank you, God. I've got a problem here. Can you help me? The Lord said, I can help you, but you must do exactly as I say. I'll do anything, Lord. Please help me. Okay, first, let go of the rock. It was silent for a few minutes. He said, is anybody else up there? Look, God gives us the solution for what we should do for most problems, and you don't like it. Is there any other book I can read? I don't want this book. Any other book I can read? Job goes on. Is it good unto thee that thou shouldst oppress, that thou shouldst despise the work of thy hands and shine upon the counsel of the wicked? Lord, why are you doing this to me? Hast thou eyes of flesh, or seest thou as man seeth? Are thy days as a man's days, as the days of a man? Are thy years as man's years? Lord, he's still wondering, why is God doing this to me? It's probably gone on for months, maybe even years. It's long enough for the word to spread back in those days, not telegraph or telephone. All they had was tell a woman. And the message got to these far countries. They got together and came to meet Job. Probably, it might have taken months. Job is suffering for a long time. That thou inquirest after mine iniquity and search after my sin. Lord, why are you picking on me? Thou knowest I'm not wicked, and there's none that can deliver out of thy hand. Lord, you know. Thy hands have made me and fashioned me together round about, yet thou dost destroy me. Remember, I beseech thee, that thou hast made me as the clay. Wilt thou bring me to dust again? Hast thou not poured me out as milk and curdled me like cheese? Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinews. I'm locked in this body, Lord, and my body is suffering badly. Thou hast granted me life and favor. Thy visitation hath preserved my spirit, and these things hast thou hid in thine heart. I know that this is with thee. If I sin, then thou markest me, and thou wilt not acquit me from mine iniquity. If I be wicked, woe unto me. And if I be righteous, yet will I not lift up my head. I'm full of confusion. Therefore see thou mine affliction. Have you ever had something bad and you couldn't think of something bad happened to you and you couldn't figure out why? You knew you didn't do anything wrong, but something bad happened anyway. Well, first place, bad things can happen and it's got nothing to do with you doing something wrong. We'll get into that in a minute. He said, Lord, would you please see my affliction? Lord, please, would you just look my way, Lord? It increaseth. Thou huntest me as a fierce lion. And again, thou showest thyself marvelous upon me. Thou renewest thy witness against me, and increasest thine indignation upon me. Changes and war are against me. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Lord, why did you let me be born? Oh, that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me. I wish I'd died before I even saw life. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort. Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness, the shadow of death. That phrase is used in the Bible quite a few times, the shadow of death. Interesting. What a way to put it. The shadow of death. The most famous one, Psalm 23. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Thy rod and thy staff. You know what a shepherd uses his rod and his staff for? To jerk the sheep back in line. The sheep is wandering off. The staff's got the hook on the end. Grab him around the neck. Get over this way. How many of you have ever had the Lord had to jerk you around a little bit to get you straightened out? Okay. The shadow of death is only mentioned once in the New Testament. To give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet. 9 times in Job, 4 times in Psalms. A land of darkness as the darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order. So, what do? You got problems? Well, if your car quits running, maybe you ought to check the fuel, check the spark before you start, okay? Check the wobbulator shaft. Is it wobbulating properly? Okay. Check the muffler bearings. Are they greased? Okay. Or maybe the problem is the loose nut behind the wheel. That'll cause a lot of problems. Just type in idiots in cars and watch, okay? So what do you do when everything goes wrong? What's the universe telling you? The universe doesn't talk. The universe doesn't tell you anything, okay? No karma. So what do you do when everything goes wrong? Well, first, check, is your heart right? Did you cause this to yourself? People are sitting in the hospital dying of cancer from smoking for 50 years. Oh, why did God do this to me? Why are you blaming God for that? Some of you are broke and you spend all your money on dumb stuff and can't figure out, why am I broke? Well, go back and look at what you spent your money on the last 5 years. Come on. Where did you spend it? I did with staff here. I showed Coke is 37,000 times more expensive than water? 37,000 times? Did I hide that, Billy? Billy grabs the Coke and hides it. Water. Okay. So, oftentimes we create our own problems and we try to blame God for it. Did someone else cause it? Like, look at all the Jews that suffered under Hitler's reign. Hitler did that to them. Sometimes other people cause problems for you. Is this a test from God? That's what it was with Job. Job's heart was right. He didn't cause it himself. Nobody did it to him. It was a test. Do any Bible verses apply? See, David was greatly distressed, and he encouraged himself. Job chapter 10. Job had to say, Lord, I don't understand. Search my heart. As best I know, I'm right with you, God. I don't understand why. I don't like it, but I trust you. I'm going to trust you to the end. You never know why. Some things, I still don't know why. 9 years in prison for what? For nothing. I did a video series. Whoa, what on earth is about to happen? Did the video book and the video series. Why on earth did God let this happen, for heaven's sake? It might help you, might encourage you. Maybe God's got you having some kind of problem. Maybe like Johnny Erickson Tata, broke her neck. Paralyzed, neck down. Uses a paintbrush in her mouth to paint pictures. What a story. Anytime you, tell you, when you think you got problems, wiggle your toes. How many people can't do that? Think about it. Tell you what, when you think you got problems, just open your eyes and look around. How many blind people are there in the world? How many deaf people are there in the world? Lots. I was going to say how many dumb people are there, but that number is astronomical. Anyway, Job chapter 10. We can take some encouragement from there. Job stayed faithful through this whole test, and it might have taken years. We don't know. But I bet he's been up in heaven now for about 4,000 years saying, boy, God, thank you. I'm glad you did that, because my story has helped many. And at the end of the story, the 4 idiot friends, God chewed them out. Big time. And showed him a couple dinosaurs. We'll see that later. Okay, any questions or comments, brother? How to approach those seemingly paradoxical Bible teachings. Blessed are those who didn't see. Thou hast spirits, they are false teachings. I guess I don't understand that question.
Asking about how can you test the spirits if you never saw.
What I do with a Bible verse I don't understand, I type in that reference and commentary. And there's always 500 people on the internet who've already commented, and ask the Holy Spirit to guide you and lead you which one's telling the truth. They're not all telling the truth, okay? But some of them are. Sometimes there's been somebody really wise 300 years ago that made comments on the Bible before they had TV and Facebook to distract them, and he could focus and study, and they got some good comments. I love generally Matthew Henry's commentary. They're really good. Okay? So I don't know if I can help you on that one, brother. You believe you've already been through 7 years of tribulation? Is that? Huh?
7 years of plenty.
Oh. There's going to be, I don't know if the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine applies to what's coming in the tribulation. Maybe there's a connection there. I do believe we probably have started the 7-year tribulation. I've been teaching for a long time now that we're here for the whole 7-year tribulation. Some of my Baptist brethren don't like that. Too bad. You're wrong, okay? I used to believe for 40 years, the pre-tribulation rapture. We get out of here any minute. And I love those songs. It can happen in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. Soon and very soon, we're going to see the King. Great songs, lousy doctrine. We're here for the whole thing. Get my chart, get my book, get my video series on all that stuff. So I don't think this in Egyptian story there in the book of Exodus about 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine has anything to do with the tribulation time. I don't see a connection there. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Come join us tomorrow. Come visit Dinosaur Adventure Land and pray we get a good mechanic. Poor Isaiah, 19 years old. Laszlo taught him a bunch of stuff, but he's overwhelmed. Our project list is this long. Okay, and I don't think we even have a left-handed screwdriver, so bring one if you can. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.